Hello crafters, Michelle here. So happy you decided to join me today. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm so happy you found me. I have a Dollar Tree Patriotic DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make this beautiful floral patriotic wreath. All of the materials I used to create this project came from Dollar Tree. Let me show you how to make it. For today's project, you're going to need one of the 14-inch wreath forms from Dollar Tree and a couple of their scarves. When I saw this pattern, I just fell in love and I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. Now these scarves are 63 inches by 13.8 inches. Now they have several different designs to choose from, so just pick one that you like. I am thinking it'll take 2, but I did pick up 3 just in case. I will let you know when I'm done exactly how many it will take. You'll also need a few pipe cleaners cut in half to help you attach the scarf. Take one of the ends and just kind of scrunch it together. I just kind of fold it in kind of like an accordion and then scrunch it in from there. You want to wrap your pipe cleaner around it. You want to leave about 1 inch out on the other end. That way you won't pull through, because this needs to be nice and secure. And then give it a twist or two. And then I'm going to start right here on the crossbar. I'm going to come up actually from the underneath, because I want that knot to be on the back side and not the front side. And I'm just going to give it a good twist. And then I'm going to take those pipe cleaners and push them to the back. And all you need to do is take your scarf and go ahead and wrap the base here. And you want it to be kind of folded together. And you do need to overlap just a little bit to make sure that you get good coverage on the base. And I just like to hold it as I go with my other hand so that it doesn't loosen as I move around the wreath. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials I used to make this patriotic wreath. Okay, so it looks like 2 scarves will be plenty. That is 1 scarf, and I've made it halfway around the wreath. You're going to finish it off the same way that you started it. And then you'll start your next scarf and finish off the base. I have my base covered. I think that looks really pretty. And you can play with it a little bit if you need to, change your folds. Once you end it, you just want to make sure that you kind of tuck everything. This wreath is also a nice one if you have a glass door, because the back is nice and covered. It won't scratch anything, and it'll also look pretty. Next, you're going to need a piece of floral foam and some floral wire. I like to use the one from Dollar Tree, and I usually use the silver. And let's see, I believe this is, yes, 26 gauge. So you need to just kind of place your wreath so that you can see where you need to cut your floral foam. And then I like to use a paint scraper. This seems to work really well to cut the floral foam. You just push it down. It goes right through and gives you a pretty clean cut. Okay, so that's a little thick, so I'm going to cut that in half. Okay, so you'll need one piece. Now, before we attach our floral foam, I want to attach the hanger. So either where you started or where you ended is where you're going to place your hanger. Just separate your fabric so you can get to the bar there. Go ahead and feed half a pipe cleaner through. I make a little loop like that. And then I just twist the ends around each other. And then up the side so you have a loop like that. Then I pull the twisted end down, lift up, and then twist the whole thing for a loop. Okay, and then that's what I'm going to use to hang it. And you can go ahead and push your fabric back, and if you need to keep it together so that you don't see the split in the front, you can add just a tab of hot glue there and glue it together. Okay, so that's going to be the top, this is the bottom, and this is where I want to place my foam. And then I'm just going to use floral wire to wire that piece on. Okay, and then cut your end off and secure it down. I just wrap it around some of the other wires. And you can take the little sharp end and stick it up into the foam so it doesn't scratch anything. So now my foam is nice and secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And you want to make sure that it's flat on the back so that when you hang it up on your door, it'll lay flat, okay? Now that our wreath base is all ready, you can set that aside. Now I pulled out the florals that I want to use. I found these patriotic mums, red, white, and blue, so I have some of those. And then I also have these, which are just called glitter coral. And I have 2 in white, 1 in red, and 1 in blue. And then I also pulled out some greenery. These are both called artificial ferns. And I did get all of these at Dollar Tree. So whatever greenery you can find, whatever florals you can find that you like, you can use. Now to prep these, just want to pull each of the stems apart, and then you want to leave about an 1.5 to 2 inch stem on them. Just like that. Same thing with your florals. Now when I prep mine, I always push my leaves up and then leave, like I said, an 1.5 to a 2 inch stem. And then if I decide I don't want to use the leaves, I can just easily pull those leaves off. No big deal. But until I make that decision, I just leave them on. I'm going to go ahead and prep my greenery and my florals. I have all my florals and my greenery prepped. and I'm going to be using my Sure Bonder glue pot today. I really do like this. The one tip that I can really give you is this puppy gets really hot. I usually turn it to a medium for it to heat up. As soon as all that melts though, I turn it down to kind of a medium low. And I still have to watch it if I use it for a long time. It gets really hot. If you notice that your glue pot is smoking, it's too hot, turn it down. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I really do like both of these greeneries, and I'm going to start with this. I want to get a little greenery on here first. So in the ferns, one of the stems has 3 pieces on it, and I did cut 2 stems of each of these greeneries. Only 1 stem of each of the flowers, but 2 stems of the greenery. So I want to arrange this so that it kind of fans out and then cascades. So just like that. So I have the 2 on the side and the 1 in the middle. And then I'm going to bend it on whatever side I'm going to add it to. So like this one I'm going to put on this side. So now remember, these are your florals. They are perfectly bendable. I'm going to stick it in on the side. And then just add a small amount of hot glue. Remove any excess. And then push it right into the foam. It's always good when you're doing a floral arrangement, if you are going to be using greenery, that you get some of that greenery down and established in the background first. I always tend to go back and usually add in a little bit more and stick it in around the sides, but I do like to start with some in there to start with. It just makes it easier, gives you more of a balanced look. So you want to be relatively even on both sides. This will give your arrangement symmetry. And like I said, don't be afraid to bend those to get them to lay the way that you want. If you enjoy hauls, crafts, and learning new craft techniques, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do upload new content every week, and if you hit the notification bell when it pops up, YouTube should let you know whenever I upload new content. So I like that for my background. Now I'm going to start building with my florals. So on some of these flowers I'm going to use the leaves, on some of these I'm not, because I don't want it to be overwhelmed with the greenery. That is up to you to use however much greenery you like in your arrangements. Okay, so I'm going to start to build my flowers here and then kind of come down and round out. And up here, they're going to be pushed in a little bit further as I kind of round down, and especially coming down, they'll be left a little longer. The last thing that I will go in and add are these. Oh, I really like that. I like all my florals in there. I like that mixture. Now let's add some of these. I may go back and add a little bit more of these flowers or some other ones after I get these in, but let's see where it takes us. Okay, so I'm taking one more stem of each of these and I'm cutting them in half. I need them shorter. I want to put some up in here. So I'm happy with what I have so far, but I want to bring some of these florals a little lower. Now this was one stem of each. I do have one more stem of each color, so I went in and cut 2 flowers of each of the colors, and I left a pretty long stem on them. Then you want to go ahead and bend the head so that the flower will face forward once you put it in, because we're putting them in from the bottom here. Again, just add a small amount of hot glue and lift up the other florals and then squeeze them in and stick them into that floral foam. I like that much better with the florals. Now I do still have a few pieces of my greenery left, and now is when I'm going to add that. Here on the ferns, I just cut them to individual leaves so that I can nestle them in. I want to add a little bit of greenery right in here. So just move your florals aside and then dip the end in your glue and then nestle that in. Pretty. And I'll do the same thing with these. I'll cut them down and add 1 or 2 leaves at a time. I'm going to get the rest of my greenery in, and then I'll come back and we'll add the final touch. Now I have all my florals and my greenery in. I'm really happy with that. Now if you can see, I kind of left a little vacant spot there for something special. And right there I'm going to place this cute little gnome. Now this is one of the garden stake gnomes that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. I absolutely love this guy. The fact that he's tin makes it perfect if you want to put this wreath outside. He does come on a metal stake, and you do need to cut that to whatever size you're going to need to get him in at the length that you want. Now for me, because I'm not real strong in my hands, I use one of these bad boys, which is a bolt cutter. They also have ones that are a little bit smaller than this that are easier to handle, that will cut through this almost like butter. So then all you need to decide is where you want to place your little guy. Kind of feed him in and then get him down into that foam. And there you go, I'm all done. I did go back and add just a little bit more greenery here to the center. I'm very pleased with it now. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I really do love how this floral patriotic wreath came out. If you enjoyed today's tutorial, please give me a big thumbs up and give me some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. You know it's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and strong. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.